All right, we have returned. This is going to be tutorial number 2 for Against the Storm. So we have a brand new settlement. The Queen's envoy is telling us, hey, this number, by the way, if it goes negative, people will start leaving. And if they do leave or die, then the impatience meter goes up a little bit. Then it's saying if you, so there's like going to be a little green tick, or a blue tick, I think, somewhere on the bar. And if your resolve is higher than the threshold, you can actually see it here. Sorry, I keep moving the mouse. So the reputation threshold at the bottom says 30, right? So if your current resolve is greater than or equal to the threshold, you actually gain passive reputation based on the number of people in that race, or I guess species. My understanding is that the resolve that's shown right here, like on the species, is the average of all the members of that species, but like individuals have individual resolve. And then this little menu that we didn't have access to before tells us, I have to click through this first. I'll figure this out in a second. All right, they're telling us about farmland. Yeah. Okay. They're gonna give us some control in a second. Okay. So, the way we look at this, so each of these tells us like what their needs are, and if you satisfy their needs, you can see like what bonus they're going to get. I believe the way you're supposed to read this is the number at the bottom, that max bonus, is how much resolve each individual gains when you meet their need. Right, so currently it says available, affected, unaffected. So none of the 3 humans is getting the +8. But if like one of the 3 humans gets the +8, then I believe it says average bonus is going to be 8 divided by 3, and that's going to sort of factor into the calculation. And then over here, we see like other effects. So like when the storm happens and you get a global resolve penalty, it'll show up here. Or if like you upgrade the hearth and you get a global resolve bonus, it should show up in here. All right, and so each species has their different things. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start by choosing a blueprint. They're telling us to choose the small farm. So in order to utilize a farm properly, you have to do 2 things. You have to click farm field, and then you can click individual tiles, or you can click and drag. And now the builders have to go and put down, I guess, farm tiles here. But then you have to build a facility that actually utilizes the farms to farm. Words. And you can move this facility, I believe actually maybe it's not for free. And so this white square shows us like where it's able to like use the farm tiles. If I put it here, for example, I'm missing out on those like edges. That being said, it takes the person who's like farming a certain number of, well, it takes them like time to like plant each tile and then harvest each tile. So I think what I'm actually going to do, hold on, I'm like staring at this a bit. There isn't any accessible tile that lets me farm everything, so I think I'm going to do this. I believe you're able to place on top of the fertile soil, and then I can choose to move it later. All right, now I do have planks. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. In fact, we're gonna call this Prio 1. So if you raise the priority, your builders will go do that thing first. Otherwise, they will do it in the order that you put it down. And the same thing here. I think this is probably fine. We'll go Prio 1. And the reason why I'm prioing these things is planting happens during drizzle. And if you don't plant during drizzle, you can't harvest during clearance. So if I like don't prio these, I'm going to lose out on an entire year worth of production in these farms. Furthermore, the small farm has the option of producing vegetables or grain, and you can see here, vegetables is 1 star, grain is 2 stars. This sort of like represents like how good this building is at producing that. So you can see each tile can either make 3 vegetables or 6 grain. I'm gonna untick vegetables and go pure grain. Let's see. Yep, all of that's fine. And then once this is done, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna build woodcutters camps, as always. And then probably build paths around the hearth to the farm, around the hearth to the farm. All right. And the paths around the hearth are kind of important because periodically your workers have to take breaks, and when they take breaks, they go hang out at the hearth. And so, like, the longer it takes them to get there, the longer they're going to be away from their job. All right, now I can throw humans in here. Humans have specialization bonus. I'll throw a human and a beaver. Okay, I've got an order. Order says make a farm. Cool. So actually we get 2 humans out of that. So we have enough humans to fully staff with cool stuff. We need 2 woodcutters camps and 2 shelters. Okay. We got a blueprint. Shelter. Cool. Just slap this down. And then, what are we going to do? Probably just going to, like, dig toward this. If we fill it up, then there won't be anyone idle to actually build the stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and leave them for now. Let them build. So under normal circumstances, whenever you develop reputation, you reduce the queen's impatience by the same amount. And so you don't always just want to rush all of the things that give you reputation because you might need them later. But since it's it's the tutorial, I'm feeling that we're just going to rush all of the orders, get them done, and then go from there. Oh, I forgot to do the thing. It's burning my coal. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I think there is an options under gameplay. Yes, allow fuel by default. This, and this. And then auto reset recipes panel. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's do this. Ingredients alternative tooltip. Order recipes and fuel by priority. Yes. Okay, close. So that way I don't have to untick this each run. I didn't realize that. I've been playing this game for like an entire week where every run I like sit there and click these manually at the start of the run. Alright, so as soon as we get shelter number 2... What's taking them so long? 92%. Okay. So we get this, and then what do they want? They want us to build the small trappers camp. So the small trappers camp, I can use to harvest this meat. In fact, nah. Let's no. I'm suspecting we're going to have to do something with these. I don't have enough parts. Alright, let's destroy this. Oh, it's saying I don't have enough wood? Is that the issue? I don't have enough wood. Figure it out from there. Oh, we have more fertile soil. Amazing. Okay. Now here, let's see. We can use vegetables to get more people, or we can get more amber. We're actually good on people right now, I think. No, let's get more people, actually. Okay, so this is done. Can we sneak it in here? We can't quite. We can't quite. Okay. The closest we can get it is here. We'll have to settle for that. They have a specialization bonus for lizards. So we'll do that. So then actually, let's sneak this in here and cut those trees so we have better access to this. We have one idle human. Then, what is it? Is it... Oh, it's an herbalist hut that I... Nope. It's a harvester's camp. Okay. Oh, that's what it is. So as soon as we get these people, we can put them to work. And then we can also throw down a stonecutter's camp as soon as we have the wood. I suspect that destroying the other woodcutter's camp was actually a complete failure on my part. Let's build another one. Just in case. Okay. I can move this just a smidge. Nope, not yet. Order is ready to complete. Alright, what do we got? We get all the crafted materials. We need to build a smokehouse. Okay. Let's see. Smokehouse. Oh, sorry. We have to get the smokehouse first. Smokehouse is under food production. And where can we squeeze it? Probably here. Oh, let's not move it yet. So this can get moved out of the way, presumably. Probably here. As soon as these two fellas finish, I'll move. And then we can fit the smokehouse. Not quite. Not quite at all. Alright, fine. Did not plan this well at all. It's this one tile that's giving me a hard time. Yeah, it costs one plank to move the farm. Alright. Oh, there we go. We can move it there. Smokehouse can get in this area. And we've got 2 idle people. 1 is enough. Alright, we've got new people. I don't think I care about either of these. I guess we'll take you. Take bonus beavers. And they want us to make 20 jerky, right? Okay, so what are we gonna make with jerky? We're gonna do that. And I guess we're using, here, I'll just use coal, this tutorial, and we don't need to save it for anything, I don't think. What I haven't figured out is if having multiple idle villagers allows you to construct the buildings faster. I suspect the answer is no, because at the start of the run, the villagers don't all focus on one building. They sort of like split up and build different things. So I think you might only be able to have one builder per structure. Okay, here we go. So we have both bonuses. So we're going to have the bonus yield, and we're going to be comfortable. So we get that bonus. I'm actually going to drop you out and put you in here. Okay, and then why don't we drop you? We'll just put you in with no bonus. And we'll drop you and put you in the... There we go. We're just trying to make 20 jerky. Oh, I guess we don't need 3 crafters. Alright, fine. Fair enough. It's a minute 45. So we're coming up on storm season, and we don't have housing for everybody, but I suspect we'll be fine. Like, you don't really get any partial bonuses for being like higher but like not threshold resolve. It's like if you can't get to the blue tick threshold, you just don't have to worry about resolve at all. How are we on grain? Got 68 grain so far. I suspect we're going to get access to a building that does something with grain. I'm hoping. And there's the order. Rewards. Builders can carry 5 additional items and you get some stuff. Oh, +1 meat production. Nice. Alright, so what do we got? We got a brewery. Brewery. Okay. Now we've got to fit the brewery somewhere. And you can't move your bigger production buildings. You can destroy them and you get the resources back, which we might consider doing, but actually, I think we're going to just fit it right here. Yeah, okay. Now we have no builders available, so we can drop them out. I think we have enough clay at this stage. I'm happy. storm season. But we can see that morale is going to be fine. So we have -4. And so here we go. So humans get I think that's comfort bonus. Yeah, it's comfort. And what we want to produce is ale, right? We don't have any pottery, but we were given barrels for a reward. So we're going to do that, and we're going to use all of our grain. Okay, cool. Oh, I guess it took them long to get here because they had to stop at the hearth to rest or something. I guess I can speed the game up. If you hit like 1, 2, 3, and 4 on your keyboard, it like corresponds to the speeds, I think. Yeah, so 4 goes to max speed. Alright, we got to drizzle season again. We get one of these. Sure. Extra produced in brewery, and then, I don't know. I'll decide what people to accept later. So if you don't accept these people, then it doesn't start the countdown until your next batch of people. I guess in the tutorial it doesn't really matter, but like, yeah, sure. We'll just accept them. And then we'll like put them to work here and here or something. There is a consideration because additional villagers gives you higher hostility, which amounts to taking harder resolve hits during a storm and things, so you kind of have to be careful. We just have an idle villager hanging out. Okay. Sure, we'll build this path. Okay, so we pick this up, and it wants us to build a tavern. They're going to give us a tavern. Okay, so tavern is one of the city buildings, and so you can build this anywhere in the orange limits, my understanding, at least according to my understanding, and the bonuses will apply. So the entrance is just there for the people to like get into the building if they're going to like work in the building. But in order to gain the benefit of the building, it doesn't matter where you place it. All right, so if I place it down here, what do I need? I need fabric, which I don't have enough of. Did any of my buildings use fabric? Yeah, this one did. I'm just going to cancel this building to get fabric back. Unless... I can build a crude workstation and make more fabric, but I'm not going to. How about brick? I have enough brick. And I have enough planks now. Okay, cool. And the humans here are continuing to produce? Yes, they are. Okay. We see here that the lizards are now happy. They're gaining +4 resolve because we have provided them with jerky. And so they get this resolve every time they go rest at the hearth. They will consume 1 jerky and then maintain this buff until the next time they go to the hearth, I think is how it goes. All right, here we have the tavern. And so first of all, this bottom is the passive effect. If you staff it with 3 people, then you automatically get this +3 global resolve. And so this comfort bonus is +5 to resolve. They already have comfort bonus there. Where are my other humans? You can click this to see where your humans are. You can right-click to pull them out. And you know what? Actually, that's fine. And then we'll throw someone else in. Okay, so we have that. Now, if you leave these ticked, then when they go to rest at the hearth, then they can consume this resource to gain leisure. So both humans and beavers can get +8 resolve from leisure. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and slam down a couple shelters. Decoration, we'll put park here, I guess. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 12. I have 17 total homeless people. I think I've got enough wood. Okay. So we see they're getting happy. Yeah, so affected is 1, unaffected is 7. So it took +8 and averaged it over 8 people. Then let's do this. I'm going for something very specific here. I mean, I guess not that specific. It's like a game mechanic. But I'm trying to push their resolve into the blue so we can see what it does. All right. So the hearth just upgraded because I met the criteria. Cool. So they're blue now. We are gaining 0.19 resolve per minute. I think you can see the breakdown. Yeah, this one is 0.07 and this one is 0.14. This is out of resources. We can just delete this. I guess I can put them to work. One, two, three. I think I need one more house, if I counted correctly. Well, I guess I can see it. Hold on. Total 22 villagers, so I need a total of 8 shelters. Then I guess, you know, let's make a crude workstation. When we're done, just in case we need more stuff. All right, one more person. As soon as they rest, we'll get our order. Okay, we got it. So that gives us barrels, tools, and more beavers. What do we want to do? Human resolve, above 25 for 30 seconds. So we already got it. I think normally you don't get this retroactively. It's just because it's the tutorial. So we'll take this. And then finally, we need to create 10 packs of provisions. Okay. So, all right, we get stuff. So specialty housing gives extra resolve. Let's see. Makeshift post. Okay. So what we actually need is not these. These don't matter. What we really need is makeshift posts. Oh, you know what? I should have selected Beaver House if I really cared. I don't. I wonder if we can just win the tutorial by letting this tick up to 8 from Resolve. I didn't actually do that when I first played this game, because I didn't understand the mechanics very well, but I suppose you could. Alright, now what we want to do is throw people in here, and what we want to make is packs of provisions. We need 10 of them, and we can make them out of all these things, but we only have meat, so we're just going to use meat. Stonecutter's Camp is now no longer useful to us. I suppose, you know, for fun, let's just build some human houses. I only have resources for 2. Yeah, sure, whatever. We're going to win the game off of these, so... We will see once the human house develops, this thing will tick up. So if you give them specialty housing, they get, in addition to basic housing, it's plus 3 for a house, plus 6 total for having a special house. New people? We don't need new people. Just keep it going. And it's saying we don't have any planks. You know what? We have enough of this. Why don't we... Once they're done carrying the resources back, we'll destroy this. You can click on these, and it'll just send them back to base automatically. Okay, so we're going to do this. Actually, I don't know if it's going to... let's find out. Okay, so we did that, and then let's just put down crude workstation for fun, just in case we need more planks. We don't have planks. What is using planks? I guess nothing. Oh, we got it, though. I'm kind of curious. Let's let this tick up. It's only half a minute. I want to see if we can win off of this. Got it. It did let us win the tutorial with Resolve. Okay. So we get some stuff. Level 2 marks what you can unlock in the meta progression list. And here's our map. So we can enter the smoldering city. And the resources we got during the tutorial are these pieces of bread. And so this is our meta progression tree. It goes upward, and every time you get to the next level, you unlock a new sort of tier of possible upgrades. We're going to spend probably here and, let's see, maybe this and this. Sure. Okay. So there's a passive bonus for each node. This is minus 2% to impatient growth, and then this is 2% reduction to fuel consumption. And then this bottom part is the other aspect of the node, And this is, it allows us to decide like which species gets to consume like what services or goods. And it gives us a significant amount of control over like resource management. I don't think we'll have to use it, but let's do that. Cool. So we have unlocked deeds, which are achievements. And I think like there's certain things that are actually consequential to the strategy game. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. Anyway. So they're telling us that the game occurs in these Blightstorm cycles, and this like time passes. So each year that you spend in your settlement, like cumulatively adds up down here. So our first tutorial town took like whatever number of years, this took whatever number of years. And when you reach here, it forces you to like end the cycle, and basically all of your towns disappear. And you have to start from scratch. But you get to keep the meta progression points. And so why this matters is there are going to be these seals that we're going to see in just a smidge. All right, here's the new cycle. And they're pointing out these seals. So the goal of each cycle is basically to pick a seal and, like, I think they use the verb forge it. So if I can do a settlement adjacent to the seal, then there's like a special objective I have to fulfill. And if I fulfill that objective, then I get some like bonus. So for example, this one, I get the middle line plus 10% Citadel resource, which is like my bread. And then the bottom reward, the cycle duration permanently increased by 8. Basically, if I forge any bronze seal, that gives me a permanent plus 8 to cycle duration. So it lets me continue like my settlement progression for longer. And this is our first objective of the game. And so if we can do one of these, then it'll unlock the next tier of seal, which I think is, I can't remember, it's like silver seal maybe? But we'll get to that. So, how do we want to proceed? Oh, it's letting us... Oh, I clicked on the Smoldering City. So, by default, you can settle a range of 2 tiles each time. So you have to pick. And then when you pick the type of tile that you settle on, that like denotes the biome, right? So we see here... there's that effects with like the fruit basket looking thing, because we have this nice like green terrain. We can see it under conditions. So trees give more wood if we settle on the green stuff. And then I'm gonna hit escape app. Oh, I see. They're letting us do stuff. Yes. We'll talk about all of this in just a hot minute. Just gonna skip all of the text for now. Okay, so if I hit like this blue terrain, so the blue terrain gives me giant organisms and also gathering knowledge. So gathering speed, 10% for every 2 workers. I don't know if that means if you have 3 workers, it's like 15%, I'm not sure. And then this one gives, you need the upgraded version of your gathering camp in order to access the giant resources. And then if I settle on this fiery looking thing, what do I get? You get a lot of ruins or excavation sites. And then you also get the Royal Archaeologists, which I've had, but I haven't played with it enough to like fully appreciate how good it is. Okay. Then there are these things. So if you build adjacent to these things, sorry, let me get rid of this. It also gives you these effects. So the Watchtower. Discovering glades does not increase hostility just by being adjacent to this. Now, in addition to that, I believe, you get more bread. Yeah. So if I settle around something that doesn't have this bonus, right, I see I get 70 bread and 4 of these seals. But if I settle here, I get an additional 15 bread. And then similar here. This effect is a royal outpost. The pool of order choices increases by 1. Okay? So, if I remember correctly, at this stage, I think you can realistically expect 3 settlements before the cycle resets. 1, 2, 1, 2. Actually, maybe 4. So we kind of have to beeline. Right, let's say I go here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and I can do it. Okay. So I can pick up that bonus if I want, or I can go here, 2, 3. I still need 4. Okay. So how about this? Let's start off with a really easy game on this tile, and we'll pick up some bonus. So with the difficulty, so Settler is the easiest difficulty, and notice that you only get 17 bread if you go Settler. But if you up the difficulty, your amount of bread and your amount of seals and your amount of EXP significantly increases. So why does this matter? Well, because this is meta progression, obviously. This is meta progression at the end, but it also is a requirement to actually do the seal. So this says at the top, minimum difficulty Settler, that's specifically for that settlement, and 4 seal fragments. So for example, let's say I go here, and I'm like, all right, so I want to go Settler. Settler only gives 1 seal fragment. So if I go 1 seal fragment, 1 seal fragment, 1 seal fragment, on the 4th one, I don't have enough seal fragments to actually go adjacent to the seal. So at some point, I have to at least go Pioneer. But I think we're going to go crazy. I've been playing the game for a week, so I might be able to handle Viceroy. We'll see. And then here we go. So conditions. So if you start with Settler, you get 2 positive conditions during Drizzle, and these are randomized. You don't see them until you actually get into the settlement. And then 1 negative condition, like during Storm. And then if you up it, it goes to 2 and 3, and then 1 and 4, and then finally 1 and 4. Okay. Then this is just telling us what resources we can expect to get in this biome. I have not learned the game well enough to be able to look at this and have like a pre-plan going in. And then here, they were pointing out, we have 3 embarkation points. So each time you embark, you can select an assortment of things here that you unlock with meta progression. Since we only have these 3 things to unlock, I'll just grab all 3. These are starting resources. And here with a caravan, you can select between these 2, and eventually you unlock a 3rd slot. So this is saying you're going to start with 8 lizards, and it's not telling you what the other 2 races are going to be. There are 5 races total, I believe. It's humans, beavers, lizards, harpies, and foxes. But I don't think I've unlocked harpies and foxes yet, so at this stage I know it's going to be humans, beavers, and lizards. Then you get these bonuses as well. The base goods, you get this always, and then additional resources. So just immediately, number 1, I want to take beavers because we're on the green biome, which gives us additional wood. And then I also want 10 oil, because oil sometimes can solve some early glade event problems. All right, so I'm going to click the embark button, and I'm going to cut the video here and actually take a break and go do other stuff, touch grass, etc. So, thanks for tuning in. It's been a pleasure, and I will see some of you next time. Peace.